My daughter had a little fender bender.
Jeweler destroyed the ring.
They wouldn't refund my money.
The carpet company tried to put a lien on my house.
When it happens to you,
the credit union actually upped the monthly payment on us.
They wanted an acre of that land to widen the road.
Now they were suing everybody.
The guy started building me a house, walked off the job.
and it will happen to you.
They even turned it over to a collection agency.
I was actually served with a lawsuit.
They had actually double charged my bank account.
What will you do?
I called my attorney.
I called my attorneys. I called Prepaid Legal.
So I contacted the law firm.
So I called my attorneys.
If you have prepaid, you pick up the phone and call.
It's that easy. The help you need is just a phone call away. You might think, I don't have any legal situations. I don't need an attorney. Well, maybe you just don't recognize them.
Told me I was going to get one rate plan, and I actually got another rate plan.
I said, I want to cancel that insurance. He said, we can't do that.
A little girl rode her scooter into the side of our car as my wife was passing by.
The department store said that since they no longer carry the product, that they can give me a refund.
While they were tearing up our carpet, that they split the seams unevenly, and so they didn't put the carpet back together properly.
You see, legal situation doesn't mean you're going to court. It means your problem involves a law. And having an attorney looking out for you can make a big difference.
They decided to give me my $450 back immediately.
The jeweler actually gave me a check for over $2,000 to replace my ring.
And it saved us over $4,000 over the life of the loan.
And the whole thing just disappeared.
One single phone call saved us $6,200.
Still think you don't need an attorney?
Really, think about it. If you needed to talk to an attorney today, what would you do? Probably call an attorney that was recommended by a friend, pick up the yellow pages, or maybe you have a lawyer in the family. When you finally get in touch with an attorney, what's the first question you would ask? That's right, how much will this cost me? That's a sad statement about our legal system. Far too often, protecting your legal rights is a financial decision. It's a system where access is not equal. Instead, it's expensive and usually only granted to people with a lot of money or given to people with no money. Unfortunately, this system effectively excludes 80% of us from getting the legal advice, representation, and protection that we need. Well, Prepaid Legal is changing the system. At Prepaid Legal, we believe equal access should not be a financial issue. To us, equal access means giving everyone the opportunity to use the services of an attorney whenever they need to. You may be thinking, well, that sounds good, but I've never needed an attorney before. Well, there is a small chance that statement is true. It probably is much more accurate to say, I've never used an attorney before. Just because you didn't use one doesn't mean you didn't need one.
We end up in situations that we don't plan. But what we have to do is we have to plan for an unexpected event. And with Prepaid Legal, we can financially afford to do that.
You don't have to be breaking the law to need access, to an attorney. If you're advancing in life, if you're buying a home, if you're buying a car. So if you're growing in life, you need an attorney by your side.
The first area of coverage in a Prepaid Legal membership gives you access to Preventive Legal Services. These services include phone consultations on an unlimited number of matters. You can also have an attorney make phone calls and write letters on your behalf. It's amazing how quickly conflicts can be resolved when your attorney sends the letter or makes the call. The next benefit is contract and document review. You can have an attorney review an unlimited number of contracts and documents, up to 10 pages each, before you sign them. This can be particularly helpful when buying or selling a house, or leasing a car or an apartment. And the fourth area of Preventive Legal Services is standard will preparation. You may find this hard to believe, but statistics show that as many as 70% of adults have not created a will, but it is one of the most important steps you can take to protect your family. That's why we offer a will to our members at no additional charge with yearly reviews and updates. Your covered family members can also have a will prepared for only $20. The Preventive Legal Services area of the membership is just the beginning, but this benefit alone has helped countless members save time, save money, and make better decisions simply because they had equal access to the legal system.
We had a cell phone issue where the cell phone didn't work. After dealing with it for 2 years because they couldn't replace or wouldn't replace it for us, we decided we'd just get out of that cell phone contract. They were going to charge us $100 to get out of that cell phone contract. So rather than just deal with it, we hung up, called the attorneys. The attorneys then wrote a letter to the cell phone company. Even within just a few days after them receiving that letter, they called us and said, under the circumstances, we're not going to charge you the extra $100 to get out of your contract.
We had a situation last year. I have 2 children. One of them is a special education child. The other is a gifted child. And right before school started, we received a call that our kids couldn't ride the bus together. My wife went down, talked to them at the school, and what they told my wife was, lady, people with more clout than you have tried this. Your kids are not going to ride the bus together. Special ed kids don't ride the bus with gifted kids. She went on to say that she had worked, the person at the county had worked there for 20 years. And it's not going to happen, hasn't happened then, it's not going to happen now. We got prepaid legal involved. Make a long story short, my kids rode the bus together last year. I'm embarrassed to say I wouldn't have spent $300 an hour to make that happen, but because I had the prepaid legal membership, it happened.
Motor Vehicle Legal Services is the second area of coverage. With this service, you and covered family members will receive representation for moving traffic violations. Now, we don't fix tickets or pay your fines. You're responsible for any fines and court costs. However, legal representation can often help you keep points off of your record and keep your insurance costs down. This is a great benefit for everyone, especially if you have teenage drivers. You'll also receive assistance with certain motor vehicle-related criminal charges, up to 2.5 hours of help with driver's license reinstatement, and assistance collecting personal injury and property damage amounts of $2,000 or less. The third area of coverage is trial defense services. This provides a fixed amount of hours for you or your spouse if you are faced with a civil suit or job-related criminal charges. Of course, none of us wants to be in court, but there is always that possibility. In fact, statistics from the National Center for State Courts and the American Hospital Association suggest that you're almost 3 times more likely to be in court than you are to be hospitalized. In the first year alone, your trial defense benefit provides 75 total attorney hours, 17 and a half of them pre-trial hours. The available hours increase each of the first 5 years that you have the membership to 335 total hours, 39.5 of them pre-trial in the 5th membership year. These increases are automatic and at no additional cost to you. It's difficult to put a value on the trial defense services portion of the membership, but what do you think you would pay if you didn't have a prepaid legal membership? Well, those first 75 hours could cost anywhere from $15,000 to $30,000. Your total membership fees for 5 years wouldn't even come close to that amount. Another potentially expensive legal situation is an IRS audit. With a prepaid legal membership, you'll have representation if you receive that dreaded notice from the IRS that you've been selected for a tax audit. IRS Audit Legal Services coverage includes the return due on April 15th of the first membership year. You get 50 hours of the provider law firm's time, which includes 3.5 hours of pretrial time. Going into an audit can be pretty unnerving, and having an attorney on your side makes a big difference. As you can see, the prepaid legal membership is designed to provide access to an attorney for all of your basic legal needs. Legal services that do not fall into one of these categories are available at a 25% discount from your provider law firm's standard hourly rate, including pre-existing conditions. Access to these services is available for a monthly membership fee of $26 or less. And that is less than you pay for a cup of coffee a day. And over the course of 1 year, you'll pay less than most attorneys charge for 2 hours of time. It's an incredible value.